we had an opportunity with an ed tech provider, that the VP of brand, who was the lead on the project, actually lived not too far away from Bristol. So, we obviously had the kickoff call. We really interrogated that project. With brand projects, especially from our point of view, we do qualify them quite intensely. So really making sure, because as I said before, people can kind of kick these projects off for a bit of a vanity project sometimes. So, I've just come in as the new CMO or whatever. Let's rebrand and make it all about me and how great, the impact has been from my point of view. So, yeah, we really try and interrogate those quite often, quite quickly. But this one, felt pretty legit. There was a healthy budget. We could see straight away that the challenges, the problems that they had, and everybody was aligned on our team and their team on how to solve them. We went through the whole pitch process as robustly as we possibly could. We even invited the VP of brand into our office, which doesn't happen often because a lot of our clients are in the States, but he actually came and did a bit of work from our office as well. So we kind of offered him that. We got loads of insight from him, that we probably, we were really pushing to build that rapport and get some insight. But the thing that we completely overlooked was the CEO. We'd asked the question, who are the key stakeholders here? He'd mentioned the CEO. We hadn't pushed that a little bit. We hadn't tried to get any airtime with the CEO. Anyway, long story short, we got the news we'd won the project. This is all great. Then the CEO wanted a call with our CEO. And the VP of brand explained, look, he just wants to kind of say hello, share his excitement for the project. He had the call with our CEO. He ended up completely berating him, kind of going off on one about how, brand isn't important. How qualified are you to work on my brand anyway? My boss was completely flabbergasted and kind of spent most of the call with his mouth open wide. And then the CEO pulled the whole project, sacked the VP of brand, and it never happened. So that's quite a drastic. I mean, that doesn't happen very often at all. That's the only time I've, encountered it in my career. But, if we had been more diligent in trying to understand who was really behind the driving of the decision and not just taking, I mean, sometimes you have to take what people say at face value, there's sometimes no getting around that. But I think possibly, and in future pitches, we've really pressed on the CEO question from a brand project point of view to understand what their input's going to be and actually, what if we can't get airtime with them, even down to kind of what kind of person are they the kind of person who's going to pitch in on this, or really, really want to be a part of this? Are they going to step back and let you guys handle it? Hand on heart, can you actually say that's going to happen? So yeah, that was an interesting one.
I will just say that when thinking about this, there's one deal that comes to my mind, which isn't that story worthy, because it was just like any other deal. It was upper mid-market, just, they bought CRM from us. But the point why it remains my favorite deal is that I closed it in my hotel room in Cyprus. So the moral of that story is, yes, you do hear a lot about switching off and it's really, really important. But when you're in sales, you know yourself when actually it's not a 9-to-5 job. And sometimes you have to go a bit above and beyond. And when it comes to closing, it feels so much sweeter when actually you shouldn't be working. So I just wanted to get that in there, because as will forever be, it was a company called Search in Edinburgh. So if you're watching, hi. Yeah, it was definitely my favorite deal from my hotel room, and I went downstairs and had a celebration pina colada. But anyway.